You know, in a world with high-tech dual sports, fuel injection, traction control, and that 300-pound unicorn dreams, somehow the DRZ400 still holds its ground. And if you ride in Colorado, where one day might include rocky single track, high-speed pavement, long double track, and steep mountain climbs, you start to understand why.
Proper tight single track. And I almost ate it. Woo. Yep, it's that sick, really slick pea gravel. Wow. Okay.
I've ridden plenty of bikes, but every time I hop back onto the DRZ400, I remember this. This is the bike that just does it all. Just everything well enough without complaining. The only thing, honestly, that I can complain about is like, man, I wish it had a 6-speed. Now let's start with the basics. The DRZ400, plated here in Colorado, is an off-road focused dual sport with 11.3 inches of front travel suspension, 11.6 inches in the rear, and a pretty tall seat height of around, I think, 37, 38, maybe 39. Weighs around 290 pounds wet. Now keep in mind, I will be talking about the DRZ400E here just because we can plate the E here in Colorado. And all in all, it's still that dual sport vibe. Now that might sound heavy compared to a KTM 350 or 500, and yeah, it is in a sense, but it's also the reason the DRZ feels planted and comfortable on long highway stretches. It's a weight that works for you, not against you, especially when you're not racing and just want to explore out in the open roads, open mountains. Here in Colorado, elevation robs power, and this is where bikes like the KLX 250, 300 start to feel sluggish. Great on the trail, especially single track, sure, but as soon as you try to hold 60-70 mile per hour on the highway or pull up a mountain pass, it definitely just starts to fall apart.
Woo-wee! Look at this, man. Oh, this place is just straight up gorgeous.
The DRZ400 torquey 398cc carbureted motor keeps pulling. It's not a powerhouse, but it's enough to pass, to climb, and to cruise all day at 65 to 70 miles per hour without feeling you're redlining the whole time. And that's the key word here, versatility. The DRZ is a dual sport that actually feels like it was built for dual use. You can take it out for an all-day ride, trail to highway to trail again, and never feel like you're riding the wrong bike for the job. Honestly, it could even handle hard enduro trails, no problem whatsoever.
It's definitely a challenge riding this with 1538 gearing. Oh man.
I spent full days in the saddle, and while yeah, the stock seat is basically a 2x4, there are plenty of options out there to fix that. You could run a seat concepts and occasionally throw in an air hawk cushion on top. Honestly, problem solved for the street riders. Now for the maintenance, the DRZ400 isn't a race bike. Oil changes every 2,000, 3,000 miles, valves that rarely go out of spec, and a simple design you can wrench on yourself. Try that with a high-strung enduro bike and it gets old from time to time. That simplicity honestly is just a peace of mind, especially when you're 40, 50, 60 miles away from the nearest road and your cell signal is long gone. And sure, there's some great competition out there, and I'm not saying they're not reliable because they definitely are. The KTM 350s, the 500s, no question, phenomenal bikes. I love them. Light, powerful, flickable. If your day is 90% single track, some double track, they're hard to beat. But the moment you hit pavement, or you just want to start exploring these towns, that lightweight advantage starts to backfire. Keep in mind, Colorado is a high-speed state. People are going 60, 65, 70 miles per hour. They feel buzzy, unstable at higher speeds, and can be pretty fatiguing on longer stretches. That's where the DRZ400 really starts to shine. Now the 701 Enduro, it's the opposite end of the spectrum. On road, it's a beast. It's awesome. It eats miles, cruises very smoothly, and has power for days. But toss it into tight, rocky, slow-going trail sections, and it suddenly feels like you're wrestling a full-blown ADV bike. It's decent off-road, but only average when the going gets tough. Then there's the issue with most of today's modern dual sport. It feels like you're being forced to choose performance and lightweight or sluggish reliability. Take bikes like the KLX300, WR250R. They're smooth, beginner friendly, and easy to ride, but here in Colorado with our elevation and our variety of terrain, honestly, I hate to say it, but they feel underpowered, especially when you're trying to merge onto the highway or climb a long stretch of steep forest road. That elevation gets zapped very fast, and it definitely makes a difference compared to the DRZ400. And that's really the core problem with today's dual sport market. A lot of the bikes are just dirt bikes with plates, built to cut over to the next trailhead, not to actually live on pavement for part of your ride, but a true dual sport needs to do both. And that's where the DRZ400 continues to hold its ground. It's that special 400cc, heavy enough for comfort on the highway, but yet still lightweight enough just for those enduro, more technical trails as well. And if you really want to turn the DRZ400 into an adventure machine, there's a massive aftermarket for it. Install a wider ratio gear set to smooth out those highway miles. Add a radiator fan. If you're running the E model, replace the regulator. Few known weak points in the electrical system. Want more stopping power? Upgrade the front rotor to a 270mm. If you're riding in Colorado and you're still trying to find the bike, maybe it's here the whole time. Give that DRZ400 a chance, and I don't think it's going to disappoint. There's a reason why I keep coming back to the DRZ400.